Ask an attorney about Florida law. Ask an attorney, just give him a call.
This is Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law with attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, call Joe right now in Tampa. Call 813-287-5700. Anywhere else, toll free at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. The law office is open. And now your host, Joe Pippen.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm attorney Joe Pippen, practicing attorney. The law office is open early on this Saturday morning. If you have a legal question, you have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Law office is open. If you have a legal question, be more than glad to try to help you. Hey, your question can be just about anything. Can be about wills, trust, probate, guardianship, power of attorneys, healthcare surrogates, living wills. Can be about family law. Can be about just a problem you might have of any type of legal situation. In fact, it really doesn't even have to be a legal situation. If I can help you in any way, all you have to do is to call this number, 877-943-9673. Again, I'm attorney Joe Pippen. If you have anything I can help you with, we're here to help as many people as we can today. So a lot of our questions we get every week are on estate planning. That is one of our primary practice areas, although we do have a family law attorney, a Medicaid attorney, a real estate attorney, tax attorney. I've hosted the show for 34 years, so there's not too many things we haven't answered questions on, just thousands of times. But you know, your question is very important, and it might have a different slant, and you need some peace of mind, so give us a call. Again, 877-943-9673. You're listening to a live show Saturday morning, September the 22nd, and we are here to, again, help as many people as we possibly can. Well, suppose you have a will from another state. You moved to Florida, I don't know, it could be 10, 20 years ago. You did a will a long time ago, maybe even when you had minor children. You did a will and you named guardians, which are probably no longer needed. You appointed somebody to be the personal representative, which might not be the person that you want to have now. In fact, if your children are old enough, responsible enough, you could change it to name them as the personal representative. Or a trustee if you chose to do a trust. Is that a good plan? Making your children in charge of things? Well, hey, depends on the family and the children and the level of assets and what you're trying to do with your estate. There are many, many factors that go into making a good decision. And saying that makes me think of a lot of people try to do their legal documents online, some of the online programs, and they'll come in and have me review them. So then I start asking a few questions. And you know, once I start asking questions about different family members and choices they've made in their documents, most often they realize they haven't done a very good job themselves in getting these documents done. And so maybe you have some questions. Maybe you've even tried to do your own estate planning documents. And so what can we possibly do to make things better? You know, many families deal with addictions, they deal with spendthrifts, they deal with controlling in-laws. They would deal with a lot of different factors in estate planning, which when questions come up and discussions would go about, we find solutions to do the best plan for the family. And basically all it really takes is for an attorney to ask you a few questions along the way and help you out. Let's go to Diana calling from Manatee County. Hey, Diana.
Yes, hi. Hi, thank you for taking the call. I got in a bit of a financial mess, and I have a writ of garnishment against me from, it was just issued. The only source of income I have is Social Security disability. Is that something that can be garnished?
No, Social Security is one of those protected assets.
It's the only asset I have.
Yeah. So have Have those papers been served on your bank as well?
I don't know. I just received this in the mail, and there's a form that's a claim of exemption and request for hearing. And
okay, so you put the claim of exemption. You filled that form out, saying those funds are totally all Social Security deposits.
Okay. Do I need it to arrange for hearing as well, or they can just?
Well, once you fill that form out, you can ask if a hearing would be necessary and whether you can be excused from the hearing.
Okay. Holy cow.
Sorry. I mean, that's...
oh, that's okay. This is not where I plan to be at 65. So.
Yeah. Did they contact you before filing that, asking you to make payments or anything?
I'm sure they did. I have had such a upside down life.
Yeah.
That,
well, a lot of times they pursue...
I can't pay for it. I can't even pay to go to the doctor, so...
No, I'm sorry.
I know well, it's okay. I owe them the money. I can't pay for it. They can have it from whatever's left when I'm dead.
Okay. Yeah, you need to fill that form out and get your money protected, though.
Okay.
And you might possibly need an attorney if they want to pursue and try to take that money or freeze that account, which was one of their things they do sometimes. You might need to get an attorney involved.
I can't even pay for a doctor. How can I pay for an attorney?
Yeah, I understand.
The pro bono stuff.
Yeah, they have some pro bono attorneys for the local bar association.
I've already called, and they don't deal with this kind of thing. They just do family matters.
I see. Well, you could talk to the bar association yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, talk to the bar association, and if they can't help you, see if they have a list of pro bono attorneys that help people like that.
Okay, great.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Let's go to John in Bradenton.
Good morning, Joe.
Hey, John.
This is my ongoing question about trust administration. For instance, on an IRA, the bank won't let me put the IRA in the name of the trust.
Well, that's probably a good thing because banks, IRAs have named beneficiaries that don't need to go in a trust.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah, okay, then.
Then that avoids probate.
Okay. Then when I die, how does my successor trustee transfer? Can they just transfer, say, the IRA in?
Well, they provide a death certificate to the bank or to the broker or wherever the IRA is housed.
Okay.
And I'll give them your death certificate, and they'll get the addresses of the beneficiaries, and they'll mail the beneficiaries some forms to fill and give them some choices to proceed.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, okay. And then how about a taxpayer ID number? When I die, does my successor trustee apply for an EIN?
Yes, the trust upon your death becomes a different entity.
Yes.
And will need its own tax number.
Okay.
So the trustee can get that tax number from an attorney, a CPA, through the IRS. There's a site that we use to go online to get tax numbers for a trust when a person dies. It's just irs.gov.
Okay.
But there's some tricky questions in there, so you probably need a professional to get it done properly for you.
Okay. And then do you provide, or does Catherine, a lot of times Catherine says, hey, I've got a list of all the things, you can, request this list. Do you provide a list of all this stuff, how, the person's got to do, when a person dies?
Yes, we do. Actually, we do. We have a list of what the successor trustee personal representative has to do to finalize the estate.
Oh, if I just send you an email to request that, can I get that?
Yes, you can. And since you mentioned it, anyone else that wants that, if you have a will or a trust and you want to know ahead of time, so maybe you can discuss it with your personal representative trustee on what to do. We have a form for everyone, and just you can get that by sending an email request to Joe, Joe, at attypip.com.
Okay.
Or you can call our toll-free office number, 1-800 226-3529.
Okay.
Or they can text me at 727-667-3967.
Okay. You said 727-667-3967.
3967, right?
3967.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, John.
Thanks a lot.
Well, thanks. Great call. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right, let's go to Fernando.
Hello.
Calling from Tampa. Yes, sir.
Yes. Good morning. This is an immigration question. I came here in 1983, and it was 4 of us came all at one time, and I lost my alien card twice, and I went and got it redone. So I got back my alien card. But they made a mistake and put 1986 instead of 83, and that is giving me a hard time. I filed for my citizenship, and because the date is conflicting, and I told them that I came in 83, not 86. And I need to know, what can I do to correct it without all this cost? Because I don't have a lot of money. I'm a Social Security recipient myself.
Yeah.
I need to know.
You need to contact them and see if they have an amendment or correction form you can go through or process you have to go through. First of all, maybe disclose to you, I don't do immigration law. So I don't know all the nuts and bolts of that. I usually refer people out that have questions about that to an attorney.
Right.
But you could contact the agency. If you want to try the simple route, contact the agency, see if they have a simple amendment form, and take a look at that and see if you think you can do that yourself. If not, you're going to need to go back to the attorney that helped you the first time, probably.
Okay. I do have proof that I've been here since 83, because I got my driver's license in 84, and I was signed up with Selective Services from 84. So I do have proof for that I've been here, not 86, so I'll take the way you said, though.
Okay.
I thank you very much, sir.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Hey, if you have a legal question, you have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. Hey, we're also broadcasting live today on WeBeamTV.com. So if you have a computer and you're not getting great radio reception in your home, you can go to WeBeamTV.com and actually watch the show and listen to the show at the same time. We're also doing Facebook Live. So if you go to my Ask an Attorney or Law Offices of Joseph Pippen page, you can watch us on Facebook Live. And also, if you we have multiple stations around Florida that carry the program. So if you're listening on live radio, they also have podcasts of previous shows. And we also, if you have an iPhone, we have an iPhone and an Ask an Attorney iPhone app, where they have a history of our shows. You can have like 3 years of shows if you want to listen to a few of those. So, all right, let's go to Debbie in Winter Haven. Hey,
Morning.
Debbie. Hi, how are you?
Hi. Good. I have a
Hey, let me ask my producer or something here while I'm talking to you. Can you come in and move my caller screen over a little closer to be in front of me? Thank you. All right, go ahead, Debbie.
I'm calling on behalf of a friend who's been separated from her husband for 11 years. They have a homestead with significant equity in it, and she can't get a divorce because she didn't have any money for a lawyer. She has tried. She had legal aid in the past, and they went to mediations, and she's had a couple restraining orders against him, and he's just very, very stubborn about he's keeping the house. He lives in the house, and she doesn't. And he's been living there for the 11 years, and because of the violence,
they're still married.
Yeah, they're still married.
Okay.
Because he won't cooperate in any manner with a divorce. And then when her child turned 18, legal aid dropped her, and she doesn't have any money for a lawyer, so she can't get a lawyer to enforce it. But she has all this money sitting in the equity. If they split it 50-50, which they may do, it was like $100,000 in equity. So, and she can't convey or give a lien to an attorney because she's married. He'd have to sign. He certainly wouldn't. So what is the answer to this catch-22?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, I don't encourage divorce. But if in this particular case, if you said he's not cooperating, but in Florida, that's a no-fault divorce state.
Well, he wouldn't agree to anything in the mediations, and they never got to the point of trial, and she can't afford a lawyer to go to trial.
Well, that's what she's got to do, though. Some, like my previous caller, they went to try to find a pro bono attorney through the Bar Association or through the local bar station or Florida. And there are attorneys that help people who don't have money with their cases. So maybe she should call the local bar association and see if she can get some help on a family law matter.
Yeah, I think the dismal prospects, but at least it's a suggestion. And by the way, I'm a bankruptcy attorney, and your last caller, they can call a bankruptcy attorney and get a free consultation and know what their options are and know what their risks are without paying anything.
Okay, well, that was the immigration question?
No, but just before that, there was a woman was on Social Security, and you were telling her.
The writ of garnishment?
Yes.
Case, okay.
Yeah. So she can get her free advice. Free visit.
Yeah, there are lots of attorneys around there that can do that. But all right, well, thank you so much. That's a good suggestion. She might consider some bankruptcy. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, let's go to, let's give out the numbers. We have some open lines here at 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Your question can be just about anything. As you can tell, we've had questions about garnishment, trust, immigration, homestead, family law. Hey, what's your question? Your question could probably help other people listening, too. Maybe give you a little peace of mind, get you pointed in the right direction, and help other people that are listening. That's the whole purpose of this show. Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. Let's go to Joseph in Jacksonville.
Good morning, Joe.
Hey, how are you? Gosh, two people named Joseph. Man, that's...
It's a popular name.
There it is. What can I do for you?
I've got a question. I have a friend whose son was born autistic.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, he's on SSI and Medicare and all. And he gets about, I want to say around $750, I'm not at the exact pennies, a month for his SSI and Social Security. And then my question is, it seems to me like he was evaluated the last time when he was 15. Now he's approximately 28. And I hear other people, getting on disability insurance or Social Security, whatever, and getting $1,300, $2,200, $2,700. And I'm scratching my head like, this poor man, he's autistic. There's not a situation where he's going to be cured or anything like that.
So where does he live?
He's so little.
Where,
Jacksonville, Florida.
Where does he live?
In Jacksonville.
And who does he live with?
Well, he lives with his mother.
Okay.
And she's a single mother.
All right. Well, listen, there are many, many, many attorneys that specialize in Social Security disability law. And sometimes there's a Medicare, Medicaid question tagged along with that.
Yeah.
So that's what they need to do. They need to visit with Social Security disability, Medicare, Medicaid attorney. There are lots of those around.
From your experience, does that sound like he's being underpaid, or?
I think there could be some possible more benefits to explore. So yeah, I think it's worth pursuing. A lot of attorneys will give a free consult.
And the other question is, of course, I'm a friend, so I really can't make her do anything. But I was suggesting to her that she needs to get a will or something together. Being his father had passed away about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's the only parent.
Well, that's an excellent idea, and what's commonly done in that circumstance is that she would make a trust with a supplemental needs provision inside the trust that would give him extra money that wouldn't disrupt any government benefits that he's entitled to. So that's an excellent choice, because if she passes away, he probably couldn't live by himself. And will need more money, but he'd want to maintain his government benefits. So there's a very good way to do that. I do this all the time, actually, in my practice, is help people like that create these supplemental needs trusts for the benefit of their children, so they don't lose government benefits. But that's an excellent question. and I hope I give some direction. I hope she's listening to this.
No, I'm just going to forward her your phone number.
Yeah, I do come. I do have office. We have 20 offices. I do have Jacksonville. I will be there this coming Friday in Jacksonville.
Okay.
And I'd be glad to talk to her on the phone or meet her in person. So either way would be fine. All right. Thank you so much. You're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. I'm Attorney Joe Pippen. If you have a legal question, our phone lines are open. And we are here to serve you and answer your legal questions and give you a little peace of mind. So again, you have a toll-free number, which is 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open. And you must have a question out there. You must have something that's bothering you. Somebody has and Heather, if you, my producer just told me that if you called, somehow you got disconnected, please call back. We'd be glad to help you as well. So we had a couple of clients this week under those same circumstances. They had a child in their family, and they wanted to take care of that child, and the child had some type of disability where they were on government benefits. And you can certainly take care of that child and do documents that do so they won't lose their benefits. And if you are, we have other clients this week where they came in and their parent was getting ready to go into a nursing home, and they wanted to devise a strategy to protect their assets so they could qualify for Medicaid and preserve some of their assets for their care while they're living. And there are ways to maximize that as well. Let's go to Dan in Palmetto.
Good morning. I have a question. We're renting a home right now, and there's just been a lot of problems with one of the bathrooms. The water doesn't work in the shower. The drain, we have to use like a contraption to let water flow out of the tub. The AC doesn't cool properly, things from ants and all these things. And whenever we talk to the landlord, they make it seem like that's just kind of a normal part of living in a house and no big deal, or things like that, and we just don't know.
Well, listen, you can terminate that lease under those conditions because that doesn't sound like it's a suitable place to live. And there's direct statutes about the suitability of a place that you rent, and there is an option where you can vacate, you can terminate that lease. So if you want to do that, I have a real estate attorney that you could talk to about how to go through that formality. Because you don't want to just, the person doesn't want to leave, you don't want to leave and then be stuck with a lawsuit about being sued for the rest of the rent payments. So the landlord
they have quite a bit of a deposit, first month and the last month's deposit, so we could lose about $4,000.
Yeah, but you probably could get that. I mean, you're going to have legal fees if you pursue that, but you at least need to put the landlord on notice that you're living in unsuitable circumstances that would be enough to violate the lease. And at least get him shook up a little bit along his, his attitude. Well, this is just all these bad things in this house just go along with the house, and that's your problem. That's not true. So if you want to contact our office, I'll give you the number and give you the phone number of who to contact.
Okay.
So if you want to call the office, you're in Palmetto, so it's we'll give you the 727 number, 727-586-3306, and go to extension 200 and ask for Jim.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
All right, thanks. Let's go to Heather in Sarasota.
Hi.
Hey, Heather.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
A little bit nervous.
Well, I'm not going to bite, so go right ahead.
I know. And this is my question. I dated a man on and off for 33 years, and our relationship was a little bit complicated. He was quite a bit older than I. He was just short of his 90th birthday. And during his last couple months, he wanted to move in with me and have me take care of him.
which I was not capable of doing. I'm in my 70s myself. So we got him, I had to put him in the hospital. He got really sick. And that meant involving his one surviving daughter. She was executrix of his will.
Did you have his power of attorney or health care surrogate by any chance?
I was named second in the event that he got ill, and I did put him in the hospital. I was visiting him. He lived in Naples, and I came down. I used to go down periodically and take care of him a little bit, take care of his home, and trying to clear out some of the clutter and that. And when he got ill, I put him in the hospital. I got his daughter involved. I said, you need to get him into assisted living. I had been looking for him, but I knew this was the end coming. Well, she took over everything and blocked calls for me. I couldn't reach him for a number of weeks, and he recently passed away.
Very sorry.
I know. My question, I know this sounds very cold, but how do I find out if I was in his will?
Well, the will is a statute in Florida that if someone's in possession of his will, like his daughter might be, that
Right,
there's
I
a
know
10-day
she is now, yeah.
there's a 10-day rule. The will must be filed within 10 days. So if she hasn't, you can check the county courthouse.
Yeah, I thought so. Call your county.
Call the county courthouse. Ask for the probate division. Ask them if a will has been filed and give them the name and the date of death. And they'll tell you whether a will's been filed. You can go down to the courthouse and you can do the same thing. And if they have one, you could probably order a copy of it. As a
but I
public
would
record.
have to go down to the county where he died.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Does that sound cold-hearted?
No, but if you are named in the will and the will has been filed and there needs to be a probate, then you should be getting notification of that through the personal representative's attorney, and the personal representative will send you a letter telling you that you've been named in the will, and this is a copy of the will, and you're entitled. You'll see what you're entitled to in the will itself.
Okay. Is there a time limit on that? I mean, can that be filed so many days after?
The will's
that,
supposed to be filed within 10 days, but there's no penalty really if you don't. It's I call it an enforcement statute. So if you knew she had the will and you knew she hadn't filed it, and 10 days had run by, you can have an attorney write her a letter demanding that it be filed, it be filed right away. Did he promise you something in the estate plan?
Well, see, I have his last will that was written about 5 years ago, and he was leaving me a great deal. His townhouse, some securities he had, and my daughter too. I mean, we were very close. My daughter considered him like a second dad. And we just there was bad blood once he got sick, and I got his daughter involved. There was just a lot of hatred. She couldn't stand either of us, and
well, you might hire an attorney to write her a letter demanding that the will be filed if it hasn't been. If you find out that it hasn't been filed, that's what you should do.
All right. I'm sorry. Well, thank you for your help.
All right. Well, no. If you need more help, just give me a call. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's go to Fred in Key West.
Hi. Good morning. Thank you for taking my call.
Are
I have a question.
You calling from Key West?
I'm heading towards Key West. I'm presently in Georgia.
So you're listening on your phone?
Yes. No, I'm listening on the radio.
Oh, you're listening from the Jacksonville station. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so my problem is this. My son has a condo in Key West, Florida, and he wants to sell it, right? But he's presently overseas. He works as a contractor in Southwest Asia. And the problem is the power of attorney. How can I establish a power of attorney so that I can help him?
Well, you could hire an attorney here in Florida to send it to him. Then wherever he is, could he have to get it witnessed and notarized properly and send back to you?
He doesn't really have the ability to even send mail back. He's in a kind of complicated place.
Yeah. Well, he's going to need to get to a place where he can send mail back. I mean, receive and get mail because it has to be. So I don't know of a way. They don't accept. He's probably not even close to a notary, right?
No, not at all.
State of Florida has not recognized for a notary to sign, by watching on Skype or something of that nature. That's not allowed now. So he'd have to get the document witnessed and notarized somewhere, and then he'd have to be able to get it back to you. So where exactly is he? Is he in a foreign country?
Yeah, he is, yes.
And he's not close to a U.S. embassy building?
Well, he has to actually travel a little bit far to get to the embassy.
All right. Well, if he wants you to sell his condo, that's what he's going to have to do, though.
Okay. All right. Well,
all right, Fred.
Thank you very much.
Sorry. Thanks. All right. All right. Let's go to Mary in Tampa.
Hey, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can, Mary. What can I do for you?
Okay. Listen, I have a question. It's a real estate question because it deals with church property.
Mm-hmm.
And the property was given or taken back by the bank around 2009. Now, one bank sent a deed as a write-off of the property, but the other we had not heard from. Now the taxes are to be paid, and or it will be auctioned off in the upcoming months before 2018 is over. Now, we were told that there's no lien on the property and it's clear. Can we basically now pay for this property and resume it, or pay the taxes and resume this property, or should we seek a title search?
Well, I would seek, the best answer would be to seek a title search, make sure it's free and clear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that would be the safest answer for sure. You can't just assume what somebody tells you is true, and you want to make sure there are no liens on the property and that you have a clear title.
Okay. Now, do you offer, how quick can that be turned around? Because the taxes will need to be paid by September 28th.
You're probably going to have to go find a title company that can offer a quick service.
Okay.
Most any real estate person that you know is associated with some type of title closing service.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Real estate. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to Thesis in Winter Haven.
Yes, hello. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Okay. So I have a question about immigration, please.
All right, like I told one of my earlier callers, I don't do immigration law, but you can pose your question, and I'll see if I can give you a common sense answer, or maybe I can find an attorney for you.
Okay. So what happened? My wife went to Santo Domingo, but she's very sick, and she cannot take airplane to come back. But she have a green card. The green card says she has to get only 6 months outside the country. So I would like to know what she has to do in this case because she cannot travel.
All right. Well, the most I can do is try to help you find an immigration attorney, unless there one happens to be listening to the show and wants to call in. But if you want, do you have access to email?
Not really.
Do you have a friend that might have access to email?
All right. Let me give you one.
No. I'm just asking if you want to email me, or you maybe the best thing to do is for you just to call me. So it's my number there, and you're in Polk County, so 863 422 1370. And just leave a message that you, if you call there, like during the weekend, you can leave a message and say that you called me on the radio show and you need it for me to help you find an immigration attorney in Polk County.
Okay, so you say 863-422-1370, right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, what's your name? What?
Joe Pippen, attorney Joe Pippen.
Joe Pippen, okay.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, phone lines are open again. We have about 15 minutes left in the show. If you want to call and ask a legal question, you can do so by calling this number, which is 877-943-9673. That's 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Phone lines are open, and we certainly would like the opportunity to try to help you either understand something or give you a little peace of mind or a recommendation on what to do next in your circumstance. So again, that phone number is 877-943-9673. If you'd like our free estate planning poster sheet, and as one of our callers, I made this available earlier because one of our callers asked for it. If you'd like our sheet on what to do, what the successor trustee or personal representative has to do upon your death. And we also have the estate planning poster sheet. It's a big poster sheet with 5 articles about estate planning and outlining your options. If you'd like either one or both of these things, you can call our toll-free office number, which is 1-800-226-3529. That's 1-800-226-3529. There, you can email me at Joe, at attypip.com. That's Joe, at attypip.com. You can text me for it at 727-667-3967. All right, phone lines are open here at the radio station, 877-943-9673. Let's go to Joe in Tampa.
Hey, how are you?
Good, and you?
Hi. What's the quickest, cheapest way to make a will? I have a 22-year-old daughter. I would leave her everything, a townhome and a bank account with cash.
Well, we charge $125 for a will. We can do it in one visit if you wanted to come to the office.
Yeah, but can't you do it on your own and just have it witnessed and notarized?
You could do it on, you mean you want to go online and get your own form and do it yourself?
Yeah, are those valid in Florida?
Well, if they're done properly, they would be valid. A lot of times people try to go online and do it themselves, and then they have an invalid document, so they just wasted their time and money. Most people, some people do it themselves, but some people come in, pay $125, have the peace of mind that it's done properly, and then they've got a good document.
So are you saying that the ones you buy online are not valid?
I'm saying that people that try to do it themselves don't do it themselves properly all the time. There's a certain way that it has to be witnessed and notarized to make it self-proving in Florida. There's some options that you need, like if your daughter dies before you, how you treat that. Does she have children? Do you want it to leave it to them? Are there minors? Who would you want to put in charge of it then? There are a bunch of questions that get asked when I do it to, cover all of those circumstances. But if you want to try it yourself, certainly go online and take the chance that you did it properly and, go from there.
And the court recognizes it.
If it's done properly, if it's executed and signed properly.
Yeah. Okay. Second question: I'm buying a condo where I live. To get a valid warranty deed, I've done the research and checked for property taxes. There's nothing owed or anything. Does the mortgage company have an obligation to give me a warranty deed, or could they give me a quick claim?
No, if I was a buyer of a property, I would demand a warranty deed because then you're demanding that you have free and clear title, and usually title insurance goes along. Usually, if the closing is handled by a realtor and so forth, there's going to be a closing. That's the cost of the seller to give you a warranty deed and a title policy.
Okay, so that was my next question. The title policy, they should be paying. The seller should be paying for the title insurance or
yes,
title policy?
Yeah, to give you a good title, yes.
Okay, they're asking me to pay it. That doesn't make sense.
Well, no, a contract can do anything, and if you agree to that, then you agree to that. If you say, no, I'm not paying that, that's a seller expense, then they would pay. Have you already signed the contract?
No.
Well, you might need an attorney to look at the contract and make sure you're not paying for something else that you could negotiate for them to pay.
I got you. All right.
And since you mentioned that, let me ask you this: if you die with a will, do you know that your will, when you leave everything to your daughter, would go through probate?
would it go through probate? Why would it go through probate?
Because then your condo that you're buying would be in a deceased person's name.
No, I'm buying it and flipping this baby, this bad boy. Flipping.
I see.
Yeah.
But if you die with a will and you die with any real estate in just your name, your home or wherever, there's going to be some probate. And there's a better way to do that too, which is another thing, another discussion you would have instead of doing it online with an attorney about the benefits of a living trust and putting your assets in a living trust, which is just a fancy will that avoids probate.
Oh, okay. So I do have a brand new townhome that's in my name only. I would want her to get it. So
yeah, but you wanted to get it, very quickly and easily without any court system, probate system, or do you want it to go through probate? If you just go do your own will, then you've lost the opportunity to avoid probate, because that's what's going to happen.
Oh, but if I put her on the deed, on the title of the home,
then it's not your total homestead for homestead protection, homestead benefits, and plus that's a gift, and then you have to fill out get the place appraised or use the selling price if it's fairly current as a half gift and fill out a 709 gift tax return.
So you're saying to avoid all that, what?
You can do a living trust that leaves it to her, make her the successor trustee, and then she could quickly transfer the property to herself if you passed away. No probate, very quickly and privately.
And the only way to do that is through a living trust.
No, it's not the only way, but I think it's probably the best way in most circumstances.
Okay, a living trust and making her the trustee?
No, you're the grantor, you're the trustee. She would be the successor trustee.
The grant, okay. But
see, that's why you are a classic example why people go online and do things and they don't really do the best thing for themselves and their family, and because they were trying to avoid the expense of having an attorney to advise them and do it properly in the best, most efficient way for the benefit of the daughter.
Okay, so you do it for $125.
No, that's a will. I mean, your question was, what was the cheapest way you could do a will? So I answered your question, but now we've evolved into that you probably don't want a will because you don't want to go through probate, and a living trust is the best way to do that.
Oh, I see. Will is out. Living trust is the easiest way to transfer everything.
So your next question is, I'm sure, is what does a trust cost? And the fee that we charge for a living trust is $6.95.
Ooh.
And the benefit of the living trust is anything you put in it would completely avoid the probate system. Probate is a 3 to 6% fee. You do the math on that, it's thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Probate takes 6 months to a year. Living trust, there's no probate. It can be assets out, can be transferred out of the trust very, very quickly. Once you have a death certificate, they can be transferred almost right away.
A living trust. More expensive, but worth the hassle. I mean, you're not going to get the hassle of probate.
You got it.
Oh, good to know. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Paul in Sarasota.
Hi, I incurred a bunch of medical bills as a result of a violent crime a couple of years ago. I don't have insurance, and I applied to the state for benefits. I was awarded said benefits, but now I'm getting bills from the hospital saying that the benefits didn't cover all the expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And my question for you is, am I obligated to pay those expenses?
Well, I would just sitting here, I would think yes. Do you have other assets?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, do you have assets? If you don't, if somebody, I was thinking about possible bankruptcy, but to be able to suggest that, I would need to know if you had other assets.
No, I have nothing.
All right. Well, if you have nothing, they can't get anything from you, number one. If you have nothing, then you don't want them harassing you for the rest of your life with creditor bills, you could possibly file bankruptcy.
Okay. Oh, you've answered my question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's go to Doug in Jacksonville.
Good morning, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing great. And you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you for your service. I started listening to you about 5 years ago when I was ensconced in full-time caregiving, and that's why I'm calling. I have two family members. We're trying to get closure with a funeral home. The markers have been paid in full, and in one case it's almost 2 years, and in the other case it's 9 months. So what to do?
Okay, so there's not money to pay them? Or
There's
what?
no money to pay. No, I have the contracts. We've paid the.
Did you
in full.
personally obligate yourself to pay on the contract?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
All right, so you signed a contract with Funeral Home.
Right.
And you signed that in your individual name.
Yes.
So you obligated yourself to pay on the contract.
Right. Okay.
So,
yes, and the contract, everything's been paid. The markers have been paid.
Okay.
We had the services. The markers have been paid. The funeral home, I understand, has been sold a couple of times, and so we just want closure. The markers have been paid for. So what to do?
Was somebody asking you for something now?
No. Actually, the contrary. I faithfully call once a month. I've gone in person, and I just really feel like I'm getting the runaround.
So do you think you still owe money? I'm not quite sure.
No, we don't owe money. No, everything's paid in full. I have the...
Okay, so what closure are you seeking? With closure with who?
The markers, the actual markers, the funeral markers with their names and birth dates and death dates. That's the final piece.
Oh, so you haven't received those?
No.
Okay, I
in
got
one
it.
case, it's almost 2 years, and in the second case, 9 months.
Well, how much did you pay for those?
A little bit over $1,100 each, so $2,300.
So the answer would be typically if they've not performed on a contract what you're due, you would go to small claims court under those circumstances. But then the question becomes, I'm sure, since they're out of business, who would you pursue?
Well, I don't know.
That's the question, which I'm not sure I can figure the answer out for you while we're on the radio today.
Yeah. Are there attorneys that specialize in this, or is there any way you can direct me? Or
well, you could go to small. It's under $5,000, so you could go to small claims court.
Okay.
The big question is, who do you sue if they're out of business?
Well, I don't. They're functioning. I'm saying the funeral home, I understand, has been sold 2 times in the last couple of years, and so I'm trying to get who can I talk with?
Well, it depends on the type of sale. Did they accept all the responsibility of the prior funeral home who sold? Are they still responsible as owners? I mean, you're probably going to need an attorney to sit down and look at all the papers and do a little research for you. And then the question becomes, that's going to be worth it for a $2,200 asset.
I just want closure,
why don't you send the present company, as you know it, a certified letter telling them that you understand they purchased the company and you are owed these 2 markers, and you see if they respond that they're either not responsible, which would give you a different road to go down, or they're going to say they are and take care of you. And do it by certified letter rather than trying to do phone calls.
And again, are there any attorneys that would specialize in this in case I need to go that route? Or
yeah, I would try the route of trying to do it yourself first, though, because you got $2,200 and you're going to spend $300, $400, $500 with an attorney real quick. Mm-hmm. And a certified letter might work as your first try.
Okay.
All right.
Well, do you make any recommendations in Jacksonville, or just?
Well, you have to give me a call for that, though.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time, sir.
All right, thank you. Bye. All right, let's try to talk to April. Hey, April?
Hello, good morning.
We have about a minute because I'm up against the clock now.
Thanks for taking my call.
Uh-huh.
In 2015, October, I had a living trust done because I had a property that was on rental, and I sold it in 2016.
All right, April, let me do this. Take down my cell number, and you can call me in about 10 minutes when I'm driving out of the radio station. So
yes.
727 667 3967. All right, April, thanks.
Lovely, thanks.
All right, you're listening to Ask an Attorney, all about Florida law. We're here every week during this time period, and if you have problems or questions that come up, hey, give us a call here. And if you have friends that you talk to that have problems during the week, glad to help them as well. Just give them information about the show. We're here every week, longest running continual show in Florida. Hey, this is Attorney Joe Pippen. You have a great weekend. So long.
gospel of Jesus Christ. Well, we discussed